Entry 12, the other end of the telescope. Before I start this entry, I would just like to take this moment to thank all of you so much for your continued support, your beautiful comments, and what I know is just a loving, supportive intention from all of you that are gaining and growing from the sharing of the entries of the Sovereign Soul. It is always my intention that these entries fuel, catalyze, and inspire all of you further on your journey as sovereign souls. All personal journeys begin being personal, but eventually, anyone who is on one long enough realizes it is also for reasons of sharing and making available information that others may find useful in changing their lives for the better. It is in that moment of awareness that the power of the journey transforms from an individual to a collective experience. The unfolding of the collective experience grows organically as a result of its own experiential DNA, like the cell division that yields each of us. This journey's characteristics develop, demonstrate, and represent the soul of the experience behind it to the ones that are open to being on it and as a result of it and its unfolding. In essence, this collective soul behind the experience is really the source of all the personal souls, the souls of all the universes and all the experiences. As a result of this collective experience, the universal imprint within all individuals becomes apparent, obvious, and undeniable. And the attachment to a purely personal experience becomes impossible. And most importantly, an experience without deep, sovereign purpose. Some would say it just doesn't make sense anymore. In personal experiences, the notion of unity or universality that so many speak about is most often seen and experienced from looking through the wrong end of the telescope, putting furthest away what is most important to see up close. The essence of true unity, experienced in the collective experience, can only be experienced by bringing close to us what we are actively pushing or holding onto too tightly, while allowing universal order and balance to reign over the creative relationship, including both powers of attraction and repulsion, setting appropriate alignment and boundaries, behavior, and bonding patterns that are all literally bound to change as life's order dictates. The active engagement in powerlessness that I've been introducing you to is an essential part of unlocking this mechanism that brings about the transformation from the personal to the collective. It aligns the individual with the way the experience is truly being created. And it brings closer what we are actively trying to put further away, and it breaks the bonds of what we are holding on to too tightly, and requires the telescope to be turned around to its universal alignment, so that all we make great efforts to deny or make smaller and further away are brought closer and made obvious and undeniably clear. The power of the powerlessness aligns the individual soul with the collective soul. The result is a greater awareness of what is and what is not, what will be and what will never be, and what is known and what cannot be known or understood in the moment. Imagine for a moment a reality in which you didn't have to believe in anything, a reality in which you were just present, aware, learning, and growing in awareness, wisdom, and connection. And through that process, you evolve on all levels, grow on all levels. A reality in which we are open to being completely guided from a place of order, to experience everything through the lens of the telescope in its proper orientation. You do not have to believe it will be okay. It is okay. You do not have to have faith in a belief system to give you comfort when you feel out of control. You are comfortable with the discomfort on all levels, and the opportunity discomfort affords you to grow further into a truly sovereign, unified being. You do not always have to hope to cope with uncertainty and possible outcomes you have no control over and cannot bear to think about. Instead, you see uncertainty as infinite possibility to experience exactly what your soul needs to enter into further connection with collective experiences that everything is born from. Again, I admit my words will always fall short of the experience I am speaking of. The good news is that this reality I speak of, it is not born from your imagination. Instead, This reality is what you are truly born from in a place of complete powerlessness. Yes, your soul started from a place of complete powerlessness. And let's just look at this in pure earthly terms. You were born on this planet. Out of all the other possible planets in all the universes, what family you were born into, who would be your mother and your father in this lifetime, who your brothers and sisters would be, or if you would have any, what times in history you would be born into. Would there be war or peace, natural disasters, or extinction? These are just a few examples of the powerlessness we have over major aspects of our reality. The list of questions and observations that demonstrate the ever present nature of powerlessness in all of our lives is infinite. Yet, we turn that telescope around and look at the world trying to push it away because of how it makes us feel and the drive to survive. We give up our conscious connection with true unity, with the immortal collective experience to survive this lifetime. We repulse the reality of powerlessness for our experience of mortality, smallness, lacking, fear, grief, abandonment, to name a few. Whatever they are all born from the same experiences. Different names for disconnected or separated, alone, unloved, betrayed, rejected, lost. Many of the same feelings we have about people in our lives, and of course about ourselves at one point or another. Many stemming from a misunderstood and dominating survival state, functioning to keep us alive and believing in mortality over anything else. This survival state has a place and a purpose, though. It drives us to hunt, eat, drink, reproduce, take necessary actions to move our life forward in life, all of which are natural and needed, but it also drives us to kill for purposes other than eating, steal, become addicted, especially to belief systems that help us cope with the chemistry of a prolonged survival state. We harm ourselves and others out of fear and the desire to dominate others. Fear and lacking, it drives us into greed and the temptations to have more than we need on many levels. But again, excessive fear is just the symptom of a prolonged survival state and a disconnection from the unified experience. This survival state also has the power to paralyze us, leave us frozen, unable to move or act until the danger passes. And what if the danger never passes? But remember, it doesn't have to be this way. It's just the way it has been. I can only share what I now know, not what I believe I know. And what I know is this: we come from a power so great and immense that it cannot help but make everything feel powerless. I know this because I have come to know this power through embracing powerlessness and integrating consciously into the collective experience, and then observing a variety of life forms. There is a dynamic of powerlessness that runs through all of life. It is not personal. It is a universal experience. There is no right or wrong in it. It is. The change that has happened in my relationship with this powerlessness is that I have brought it close to me, allowing its full awakening as a present, active part of my soul. This has led to allowing further awareness of the immortal collective soul that we all come from. This collective soul it's not based in time but in order. And I have been brought by the experience of powerless to an ever growing awareness of the great power that creates all life in all universes at all times and in all spaces. This allows not only a greater appreciation of that power and its ability to create at scale beyond my comprehension, but most importantly, it brings forward and into greater and greater awareness a soul relationship between what I am and what is based in the essence of true unity, as spoken of previously. A unity based in experiencing a vast reality around us and within us all, instead of a reality happening to any one of us. I am not going to sugarcoat this process of transformation brought about by the awakening and integration of powerlessness. The pain of separation from all your personal and collective beliefs is intense and difficult to bear at moments. You face the addictions to all that you believe is true to survive this life, as well as all the addictions to related behaviors and substances that accompany these beliefs. This awakening will affect all aspects of your experience, including personal relationships to one degree or another. Some will end as a result, Some will transform, but all will change. Fear, hope, faith, saviors, and so many other notions have been used and relied upon to give comfort. These deeply held and integrated beliefs that have been taught and learned, highly facilitated into our brains, do not just vanish instantly, but require discipline, commitment, and the practice of living a new way until they can be deleted and you can live life that no longer depends on what they offer, which is some level of denial, coping, promise, or temporary comfort. What I am sharing is an eternal alignment with an immense power that takes away your ability to believe in anything and replaces it with an undeniable ability to observe and experience the world around you in a way that brings you into greater and greater order and unity with the collective consciousness that is responsible for the creation of all reality. I promise you this: you will have to experience more separation before you experience greater unification. And the pain of separation from your beliefs is real. And the beliefs that you are separating yourself from will feel real, but they are only real because you believe in them. Beliefs are the Greek gods that dwell in our minds, and they only have power over you because you give them that power. And the prayers, this habit of giving power to what you believe under the auspice of faith, government, or organized groups, it leads you to giving power up to those you believe in your life. This is a misguided way of engaging in a lower form of powerlessness. Whether it be a priest, a parent, or a politician, you are giving up your own power to another to escape the fear you feel inside yourself over events you feel you had or have no power over. I ask you, how can giving up your power to another who has no more power than you over those events work in the long term? The fear you experience initially is still present. It's just repressed and medicated by the chemistry of surrender and the feelings of trust that authoritative belief systems produce. What I have previously called the chemistry of denial. No power should need to be given to another to solicit obedience or respect in return. First and foremost, we must accept the experience of powerlessness as natural and normal, and no longer needing a response of fear and survival. Then, that proper connection and orientation with reality itself will make more apparent the path forward through an experience only its creator has power over. Following in the footsteps of another should be an honor earned, based in the respect for what that individual is doing and has done in their life overall, what they have stood for, how they have lived, what they have overcome and changed in themselves, what you have observed, took interest in, and then learned about, qualities that can be useful on your journey to being a sovereign soul in your own right. A true leader's experience should fuel your motivations and give you valuable tools to overcome obstacles and strive to be a better person. This does not require you giving them any power to do anything. It allows them to instead ignite the power within your soul to explore your path into the unified experience as they did and may still do. You are inspired, not controlled, to follow the wisdom they share. You face your own fears and what they are based in. You resolve your own misguided belief systems and replace them with stronger mechanisms of interpretation and guidance. In the end, there is only one source that has true power over all of us. A source so powerful and so immense, it does not need our prayers, rituals, or even our dedication to fuel its ability to create everything. It is beyond all of that. It is completely fulfilled by creating. It is not lacking anything. It is complete in its current state, and within it there exists both a state of complete contentment and a drive to evolve and create. The powerlessness we feel and experience as a result of being born from this great source of power is not meant to make us feel or believe in anything. Powerlessness is a natural result of the dynamic of something so much smaller coming and being in the space and presence of something so much larger. It is simply a result of scale. As a natural part of the experience, this sensation should be embraced, integrated, and given full power to bring about what it was meant to in all of life, and yes, that includes all of our lives. Powerlessness is a part of the path to true unified consciousness, leading to the Temple of Souls. For if we cannot first admit, then embrace, that we are powerless over what creates us, how can we ever know and begin to wield the true power that unifies us all? Until next time, I am Sovereign Soul.